I'm going to start to build a 6-inch diameter turret for our collaborative project. Now, I already have a faceplate on the lathe, a piece of 3/4 inch plywood on it, and I have a sacrificial ring glued onto it, which will not be part of the turret, but will allow me to turn the inside and outside down to a proper diameter without having to go into the plywood. So I'm going to put some glue on here, a nice thick coat of glue. I only use the wood tight bond for this. I'm going to put a piece of brown paper on here, and on the part that's going to be ring number 1, I'm going to put a nice heavy coat of tight bond on there. And I'm going to glue it on. Doesn't really make much difference how you glue this first one on, as long as it's roughly centered. This tight bond glue is very fast, very secure. It's the original tight bond that I use, and that will be my first ring. What I'm going to do is bring up this piece of plywood and the tailstock and use that to clamp it in place for 10 to 15 minutes is enough. It's plenty for that tight bond to set up. Alright, the glue is dried enough. This is what we're making here. It's a 6-inch turret. There are 13 maple segments, and then the fancy top, which is maple and walnut. So I have to turn these round and take the thickness down to 3/4 of an inch. Each segment is 3/4 inch high, so it has to be exactly 3/4 of an inch to come out right. Turn the inside to 4.5. No, it's 4 inches, I believe, and 4 inches, and the outside to 5 inches. I'll just rough turn it for now. Okay, the outside is turned to a little bit more than 5 inches. How do I know? Because this other piece in here was 5 inches. So it's just a hair over 5 inches. Now I'll put a mark on here at 3/4 of an inch. So I can see it. take this down to about 3/4 of an inch. Be pretty flat. That's pretty flat. Turn this around, and I'm going to turn the inside just a bit. Then what I like to do is take a flat piece of sanding board, run this slowly, and just sand that absolutely flat. Then let me also just verify the thickness at 3/4 of an inch. That looks good. Okay, from here on we repeat. We're going to put on another piece of another ring, glue another ring. Okay, I have my glue. As before, I'm going to take a nice bead of glue around on here. I'm going to put a nice bead of glue on my ring number 2. I'm going to put these together and I'm going to slide them around to squeeze out the glue, and I'm going to make sure I get this ring aligned so that the joints are exactly in between the previous ring's joints. Best I can. I'm going to do it just by eye. Eye is pretty good at doing this. And if all the joints here are right in the middle of the previous ones, then the ring is centered. As before, I'm going to clamp it for a while, but actually it holds on pretty good without that, but just for insurance.